James Franklin, the new Penn State coach. Two more about Vandy before we move forward, Coach. Number one, Matthews. How do you think he'll do in the pros?
Well, he's just so competitive, and he's so driven, and he's got, the body type and the hands and the ball skills that I think are unique. So he's that type of guy. He's gonna find a way to be successful and get it done.
Did you re-recruit any kids towards Penn State that were kind of on the fence for Vandy, or did you leave them there?
No. We what we did was, it's funny. We picked up the phone and called all of them, let them know that we had taken the Penn State job, and a lot of them knew that anyway. And I had to be careful because the first couple of kids I called, they committed. And I said, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, we want to come to Penn State." So we had to slow that down. And but it's about relationships. The school is obviously a huge part, but these young men we have been recruiting for a year and a half to 2 years, and there's a trust and there's a relationship there, and I understand why they want to be a part about what we're doing at Penn State.
James Franklin, the new Penn State coach. Now, Bill O'Brien walked in, and I remember when Bear Bryant left, everyone said, or when John Wooden left, you want to be the guy who replaces the guy. You don't want to replace the legend. It's too difficult. Bill O'Brien, on the way out, who did a great job there under very trying circumstances, clearly had some issues with the quote-unquote Paterno people that had obviously gotten so used to the Joe Paterno legacy over 60 years. Is that something that scared you at all?
Well, for me, I'm a Penn State kid, a Pennsylvania kid with a Penn State heart, and got an opportunity to come back home, which was big for me. Do we have some challenges? Do we have some things that we have to overcome? Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think everybody realizes that. The fact that I have a pre-existing relationship with the Paternos, Sue Paterno sent an extremely nice email to my wife when we were considering taking the job, and then those things help. This is a unique place. It's a special place, and we couldn't be more proud about being here and representing this fine institution.
So is it because of those relationships, James, that you think you will not have to deal with some of the stuff that clearly he had a problem with?
Well, I think a lot of it is just time. I think in the end, you have this situation that we're in because people are so passionate about Penn State, and what our job is to unite everybody and unify everybody that, hey, let's do what's in the best interest of the kids, let's do what's in the best interest of the football program, and ultimately let's do what's in the best interest of the university. And it's time for us to move forward.
When the thing came down, which a lot of us still, I don't know if we'll ever understand it, but and if we'll ever know everything that really went on, I would love to find out. We all would like to find out exactly how that all unfolded and everything else, but we may never know. But the point is, it was really painted that it would take so long for them to be Penn State again. But then Bill O'Brien went in, and he did a lot better than anybody thought he would. Did you find that the obstacles that were put in place by the NCAA were not as difficult as we all thought they were?
Again, I wasn't here, so I can't speak on that. All I can talk about is kind of what we're doing and where we're going
forward.
Well,
how do you see the obstacles now?
Which is to focus on the things that we can control, and that's going out and recruiting.
Right.
The things that are in place we can't change, so that's maximizing the talent that we have on our roster. That's going out and recruiting for the future. That's loving these kids and coaching these kids and putting them in a position to be successful. And the rest of the stuff I'm not going to focus on because it's outside of our control, and it won't define us.
But you were a hot property. I mean, you didn't have to go to Penn State. You could have gone to a lot of different places. There were a lot of people knocking at your door. You must have felt that you can overcome those things. Otherwise, I would think you wouldn't have taken the job, right?
I think this is a special place. I really do. I think it's going to take some hard work. We're going to have a period of time that we're going to have to work through and find a way to overcome some challenges and issues. But in the end, you can have something really, really special and get this program back where it belongs to be, which is the top of college football.
Do you feel in the short time you've been there, James, and with the people you know there, are the wounds starting to heal, or will it take a very long time to heal all the wounds?
Well, what I will tell you is there's unbelievable pride and enthusiasm on this campus for this university and for this football program. And it's a special place, and you realize that it only takes 10 minutes to be on this campus, and there's a sense of pride and enthusiasm around here that's contagious.
So is it now something that we can all – is it too early to put it behind us, or can we now, in 2 years, put it behind us?
I know you keep asking me these questions. What I'm telling you is we're moving forward.
Right.
We're going to focus on the things that we can control,
right.
which is how we handle the present, how we deal with these kids, and where we're going in the future. So I'm not focused on the past. I'm focused on the future and representing this fine university and this unbelievable football program.
Right. Well, the reason we're asking is because from our perspective, the guy who just left, he painted a pretty ugly picture. He was not a happy man there. It was pretty clear.
Well, no, I completely understand what you're saying. Billy's a good friend of mine. I spoke to him throughout the process. I spoke to him multiple times, still talk to him. So I'm excited about where we're going and what the future looks like here at Penn State.
All right. What do you want to do? What kind do you want to have the same kind of teams you had at Vandy at Penn State, or will you look to have different kind of teams at Penn State?
Well, I think you always better have a plan that's unique and specific to the institution you're at. But in general, we're going to be a blue-collar, hard-nosed football program. We're going to go out. We got a chance to recruit. You know, when you're at Penn State, this part of the country, this region of the country, you know, you got a chance to go into some homes and win some really good football players over. So I think that will evolve over time. But we're going to be a blue-collar, hard-nosed, aggressive football program that smacks you in the mouth and plays an exciting brand of football.
Funny that you say that, because watching your bowl game, and I did, you got off to the great start, and then Houston hit you with a haymaker, came right back, and then your guys at 24 up lined up and just knocked them off the ball the rest of the game through that last 10 minutes and played very physical, very dominant football, and really come right at you and knock you on your rear end kind of football.
Well, yeah, the thing that we were able to create there is a culture of winning, and the kids knew how to win. They got rid of bad habits and embraced great habits, and because of that, you know, throughout the last 3 years, those kids just found ways to win, and that's what we're going to do here as well. There's going to be a lot of different ways that we're going to have to do it. Sometimes on offense, sometimes on defense, sometimes on special teams, but we're going to find ways to win because these kids are prideful and they're resilient, and we're going to play great team football here.